Why is Julius Malema not scared of going to jail even after the East London Magistrate Court had found him guilty for firing a firearm in a public place?
Accused 1, in respect of counts 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, you are found guilty as charged. Accused 2, Mr. Snyman, in respect of counts 4 and 6, you are found not guilty and discharged.
Julius Malema remained unshakable, and that makes many people to ask this question. But I don't want us to limit ourselves on Julius Malema, because in this video I want to talk about another individual, these Pan-African brothers from Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore, who remain unshakable against imperialism. To start with, let us talk about Julius Malema. After his verdict yesterday, Julius Malema has sent a strong message not only to the East London Magistrate Court, but to the entire world, especially to everyone who are behind this case, by telling them that I'm not scared of you. Julius Malema did not beat around the bush because he told them the truth.
We know that from the beginning they've been looking for me. They were not looking for accused number 2. They were just playing games, and today they came out openly. As a revolutionary, going to prison or death is a badge of honor. We cannot be scared of prison. We cannot be scared to die for the revolution. So whatever they want to do, they must know we will never retreat from the ideas and the 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF. At the center of those is to expropriate land without compensation. So comrades, you must not be deterred. We live here highly determined. We are going to fight this up until the Constitutional Court. We are coming on the 23rd of January for sentencing, and after sentencing we will immediately put an appeal so that we can go to the higher court, because we think a judgment is faulty. The strategy has always been, you must try to charge Malema with everything. One day, maybe we'll find a racist judge who will find him guilty, whether he's guilty or not. Because they said accused number 2 gave me the firearm. Now they are releasing him, which means he didn't give me the firearm. Why are you not releasing me when you release a person you allege gave me the firearm? By releasing accused number 2, the whole case should have collapsed. But the racist was looking for me, and that's why they could not collapse the case, for racist reason, to appease the AfriForum, to appease the Oval Office of Donald Trump, to appease all the white supremacists of South Africa who want to undermine the dignity and the struggle of black people. So fighters, we should not be discouraged. We should continue to fight, because this fight will not end today. We are going to the appeal, and we will go to the Supreme Court. We'll end up at the Constitutional Court. We are not fighting the case. We are fighting racism, pure racism that we have been subjected to for 7 years. Mediocrity of the highest order. A magistrate who can read her own notes. She writes down and can't read what she has written down. But if it was an African female reading the same way she was reading, it will be a huge criticism out there. But because it's white and we accept white mediocrity, there is no outcry and criticism out there.
Listening to Julius Malema talking, guys, you can definitely agree with me if I tell you that this is a dead man walking alive. A man who's not afraid of anything, who's not scared of anyone. Because you can hear that Julius Malema sound more determined in his words, saying that as a revolutionary, we should be ready for anything. As a revolutionary, you should know that you are someone whom you are being considered out there as an enemy to many people. Therefore, as an enemy, as you are being considered by others, they will have to prosecute you, they will have to eliminate you, they will have even to jail you, they will have to do everything possible by all means to make sure that they put you down, they cool you down so that you don't go ahead and continue with your mission. And that is Julius Malema telling those people that I'm aware of all this. I know these days it will come soon or later. And come to think of it, I think so far in Julius Malema's political career, that is one thing that Julius Malema had not experienced so far. Guys, you heard Julius Malema in his speech. He said something very important which many people did not pay attention to. Julius Malema mentioned the name of Donald Trump. The question is, what does Donald Trump have to come to do in all this? Well, it is for the simple reason because Donald Trump had called for the arrest of Julius Malema, remember?
But why wouldn't you arrest that man? That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing, and it's kill the white farmers. I'm not sure, but I think if somebody got up in Parliament and started saying, kill a certain group of people, he would be arrested very quickly. That man is going all over South Africa, and that's not a small party. That was a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and I hardly saw an empty seat. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of representation.
Oh, yes. Donald Trump had called for the arrest of Julius Malema. That is the campaign which has been going on for some times now. And all thanks to the AfriForum, who have been going to the United States of America campaigning, doing different lobbyings over there with boy Elon Musk and different individuals in order for them to neutralize Julius Malema. And Donald Trump, who had to do a favor to Elon Musk, the only things he had to say was to ask for the arrest of Julius Malema. And what is happening right now in that court, it is very simple, that they are trying to fulfill the message of Donald Trump, which he had asked them why this man can't be arrested, because if it was here in United States of America, this man would have been arrested a long time ago. Let's leave it there. But Julius Malema is seen not even to be scared of. Instead, he even exposed the whole band of these people, combine them together with Donald Trump and telling them that I'm not scared of you, not nothing that you can do that can stop this journey of a revolutionary movement. And that makes Julius Malema remain unshakable in his opinions, remain unshakable in his fight against the imperialism. Now, let us talk about another African brother. Yes, he's well loved by millions of Africans all over around the world. We are talking about Captain Ibrahim Traore, the current president of Burkina Faso. This man, he hosted an interview recently, which he had given to different journalists who came from all over Africa continent. They were coming in step by step, and they were asking him different questions. The interview is very long, but we had selected this particular place where they ask him about his protections and why is he not afraid that this Western that he had declared war against, they will come for him and will try to eliminate him as they did with many other African leaders. Well, here's what Captain Ibrahim Traore gave as an answer.
Mr. President, as you just said, we're talking about the security and defense of Burkina Faso. Let's talk about your personal security. You just mentioned it a moment ago. The pressure is enormous. It's huge. The danger comes from everywhere. Mr. President, just in 2025, there have been several coup attempts that were foiled. Mr. President, do you ever feel afraid?
Thank you. I think that's the only strength I have. I'm not afraid. Because I trust all of you, that's the first thing. You have to trust the people, because it's the people who entrusted us with this mission. And I trust the people that they will understand. And that's why we don't hesitate to stand before the people, to explain the situation to them and tell them what's going on. And that helps maintain a very good relationship. That's the first thing. The second thing, as I said, is that there was a mindset that needed to be developed within our own forces. That's very important. Right now, that mindset is there and people understand why they're fighting. If you look back a few years, many officers in the field didn't know why they were fighting. But if we know why we're fighting, who we're up against, and why there's this pressure, people understand better. And that's why we immediately created the Institute, the higher military school, so that we could train our own soldiers and instill in them what we want. Remember one thing, if you let your forces be trained by other powers, they put into their heads whatever they want. They indoctrinate them as they please, and it's easier to manipulate them. Here in Burkina, right now, that's actually what bothers many imperialist powers. They can't manage to infiltrate our army. All these units that have been created, all these men who are here, no one came from elsewhere to train them. We are built on our field experience, and we trained them ourselves. I personally took part in training some of these forces at the very beginning. So that's already a second strength. And the other strength is that if you have a mission, a goal for your country, you must not be afraid. If you are afraid, you hesitate. If you hesitate, you compromise. And once compromise sets in, you're done for.
That is Captain Ibrahim Traore. This man remained unshakable in his word, remained more determined, and not scared of anything or anyone who wants to harm him. But the journalist is not only stopped there. Actually, also asked him a question by giving him some examples of what this imperialism they have done in Africa continent. How the Western they have destroyed a lot of African leaders before him. So he had to remind him that we don't want the history to be repeated again. But is it possible for you to remember what they did to these African leaders?
Earlier, you listed a number of factors that make you feel reassured. I insist because history matters too. It's history that guides us. These imperialist forces, they are real. In 1961, they took out Patrice Lumumba in the DRC. In 1972, they took out Kwame Nkrumah in a different way. And then in 1987, they got rid of Thomas Sankara, always with internal enemies and sometimes with the complicity of certain neighbors. You know what they say, Mr. President? The first duty of a revolutionary is to stay alive in order to continue the struggle. Mr. President, can you please reassure all of these wonderful people, all of these dedicated men and women who are gathered here and elsewhere, who are truly beginning to hope that you will indeed stay alive and continue your important work?
They always manipulate from within. We are very well aware of that. And also, it is our duty to take part in our own security. It's not about saying today that I'm the head of state and I just entrust security to other people. No, everyone takes part. I myself take part. That's why I say it's not just a matter for those who are close to me, it's a matter for the whole people. And security is not just a matter of detained men or whatever else you can imagine. It's a whole system. It's also about behaviors, ways of living. We have to avoid many things, mistakes that may have been made in the past. We have read a lot about everything that imperialism has destroyed, and we have learned many lessons. That's why we say we won't let things repeat themselves. We will anticipate, even if people interpret it however they want, we will anticipate. But that's because we have understood the message, the hope that exists. We will do everything to always stay ahead of imperialism's actions.
Again here, you will notice that Captain Ibrahim Traore stick to his words and more determined, saying that he's not scared and no one will try to stop him from what he had started. But if you pay attention to his last words, Captain Ibrahim Traore make a serious call for everyone out there, not only people of Burkina Faso, but the entire Africa continent, everywhere around the world, that his first security, it is people. Because when the Western wanted to harm someone, they always come and use someone within or people who are surrounding you. And we can all tell the story. For example, people such as Patrice Lumumba, how he was killed. They used someone who was around him. Thomas Sankara, he was killed by his own best friend. And if you look people such as Muammar Gaddafi, all of them, you'll see that they use within people to come and fight you. So Captain Ibrahim Traore is aware about that. And he keep on insisting, saying that in order for history to not be repeated, we need to look after one another. We need to protect one another. We need to stand against this Western in order for them to not come and tell us how to hate our fellow Africans. That message, I think it is something which each and every Africans who believe in the fight of these two African brothers, whether it is Julius Malema or Captain Ibrahim Traore, we need to apply this. Because we know that these people, they could have also fight for their stomach. They could have also fight for power. They could have fight for their different reasons to become rich, as we get to see with different politicians. By the way, tell us where you are watching us from. I believe in your country you have such politicians who are there to fight for their own families. You know, once they become in power, they send their children at overseas to study and live a very good life when you continue on suffering. But these African brothers, Julius Malema, Captain Ibrahim Traore, and many more, they choose to fight for the true independence of Africa continent. Such kind of brothers, they need to be protected. But they'll be protected by who? They'll be protected by you and me. They'll be protected by our fellow Africans and everyone who's surrounding them. By understanding that these people, they are willing to sacrifice their life. These people, that are willing to abandon their family, their wives, their children, and they want to come and fight for the Africa so that Africa can be free from their former colonial. That is not a joke. A lot of people get to give up. You can name them. They get to give up. They will start today with the good intentions. But as time goes by, you'll see them changing up their positions. Why? Because they are tasting already the beef soup. And as I always say, that once you start tasting the beef soup, there is no way that you will go back again to the same life of poverty. Instead, you'll continue to stay in that position so that you can enjoy your life. But these people, they refuse all these things, and they want to fight for the good or for the well-being of Africans all over around the world. So they deserve a round of applause for that, and then they deserve all our entire support. Julius Malema, Captain Ibrahim Traore, they are not scared of anything because they know they have the mission, which is to lead the revolutionary movement all over Africa continent. For that reasons, we just have to support them in any way possible that we can, and denounce all the mafias and all the strategies which the Western and the people such as AfriForum, or the injustice which these people have to face. We'll have to denounce it so that they can be able to also survive against all this fight. Guys, I believe that's what I have to say to you. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. It was very important that we come here and try to give you our analysis and our point of view to what have happened in these past 2 days about this our two Pan-African brothers, Julius Malema and Captain Ibrahim Traore. We are looking forward to see you again in our next video. If you find something very useful and very informative in this video, please don't leave this video without you liking it and giving us your thumbs up. We really do appreciate that. It is also a way of you supporting us and encouraging us so that we can continue to do good for you. So I believe that will be all for now. Continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. Ciao, ciao.